This video is for anybody who's struggling with a car alarm that's keeping their vehicle starting circuit from functioning properly. The reason why that's probably happening in your car is this. Underneath your driver's dash panel, which you will have to take your under dash down, as you can see, in this vehicle, this plastic cover was removed, and that's going to access I should say, the alarm system. That there's the bypass kit and the sensor and all. But the only thing that we need to focus in on right here in this video is this right here. This is a relay. This is what it's going to look like in anybody's car. The writing on it may differ, but they're all pretty much single pole double throw relays. The colors may also vary a little bit, but this one here is an AudioVox brand relay, and you can see that there's a diode on the bottom of it. You have an orange wire, which is always going to be the case in just about any car alarm I've ever seen. And the orange wire is basically the alarm's armed output. So when that wire gets a ground signal, it's going to keep these two positions on the relay. The middle, which is 87A, and the bottom, which is number 30. If you were to unplug this relay socket, which I'm going to try to do with one hand. It's not happening. I guess I'm not He-Man today. But on the relay, it's always going to be the middle pin and the bottom, or the two heavy thick gauge cables. They're always going to be 14 gauge to 10 gauge, somewhere in that range. You can tell the difference that this here is just an 18 gauge wire, and you can see this one is 4 times the width of it. Now these two wires are the two that are being interrupted, because the starter wire in this car was cut and either side is going to either one of these two wires. So if this relay is either just stopped clicking, or the alarm is holding a ground output, or whatever, that's what's keeping this thing from started. So what you do is get yourself a piece of wire such as this. This is just a regular old piece of 10 gauge wire, which I stripped off about an inch or so of wire on either end. And you're just going to take this, go to your relay, and I'm going to come back and show you what I've done in 1 second. Now that I'm back, what I've done is I've taken that jumper piece of wire and I put it between those two thick gauge cables. That's basically going to recomplete your factory circuit back to factory for your starter wire. So once you do this and you attempt to crank your vehicle, this should eliminate your problem. And all you need to do is either A, if you just don't care about the starter kill being in your car anymore, you can make this more permanent by cutting these two thick wires, put a butt connector in line, and just leave it be. These other two wires is not going to affect anything one way or the other in your car. So just leave it alone. Or if you want to just remove it entirely, of course you could do that. It's entirely up to you. And that's really all there is to it. If this doesn't solve your problem, then your problem is elsewhere. And you could always verify this very easily by just taking your multimeter or a test light and testing your starter wire on the side. If the wire is cut this way, and you got this side going to the key and you got this side going to the starter side, obviously test the side that's going to the starter motor. If that's getting 12 volts when you do the crank position on your key, you know that that's not your problem. But if, in most cases, if it's your relay jamming up on you, all you got to do is what I just explained, and that will make your problem go away. Just that easy.